Welcome back, guys, to another FIU Dynasty video. If you missed the last episode, go ahead and check it out. We started recruiting, set up a recruiting board. We played the first 3 games of the season where we went 2-1, and now we're going to be starting today's episode against the 0-3 Delaware Blue Hens to kick off today's game. Obviously, now we're going to be doing 3 games an episode. So we're going to be going against Delaware, Yukon, which is a big game because we have a ton of visits to that game, and then Missouri State. So those are the games coming up. But yeah, like every time I'll do these off screen and I'll show you guys the updates. All right, updates to the recruiting board. We found a 4-star gem. Talia Handy from Cleveland, Ohio at edge. He currently has no offers. We were his only offer. He's got 85 strength, 82 tackle, 82 speed, 82 power moves. He's a gem edge rusher, which is nice. The other guys here, we are putting 10 minutes on Terrell Cummings. He's 6'2". He's got 90 speed. He's got good height, good decent speed. That's really it. And then Sam Chen, he looks pretty good. These well-rounded guards usually are a decent overall coming out of high school. So, I mean, he's got 79 run block power, 80 run block finesse, 80 pass block finesse. He just looks pretty good. Just needs to probably get his awareness up, and then obviously upgrade a little bit of his blocking. And he could be good. But those are the only updates to the recruiting board. Nobody else on visits, but we got our second Conference USA game going against Delaware's 0-3. 0-1 in conference play. They're at 56 overall. We are in 81 overall. So let's go ahead and jump into the first game of the day's episode. All right, here we are. First game of the day's episode is the Blue Hens. Currently sitting at 0-3. We are sitting at 2-1. A win here will make us 2-0 in Conference USA play. So let's go ahead and let's pick up another win. They're 0-3. We're a lot better than them overall wise. Let's blow them out like we did in New Mexico State. All right, here we have it. 3rd down and 7. See what we can do here. We have Brown open on the slant. Jalen Brown jukes out the safety, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, FIU. It is the Arkansas transfer with the slant to the house. And just like that, one play for me on offense. Already a touchdown. This is a great start. Hopefully we can continue this and blow out this new Blue Hens team. All right, here we have 3rd down and 6 on defense. They have a star quarterback. Wonder who it is. 3rd and 6, though. It's going to be a pass. Their quarterback, under duress, delivers the ball to the receiver. It is dropped, and that's going to be a 4th down. All right, 3rd down and 4 here. They're pressing Jalen Brown again. Do we try take the deep shot this time? Let's see what happens. And he's going to beat him off the line. And Woozier sails him. Dude, this guy cannot make a throw over 15 yards. Jesus. All right, missed opportunity there on offense. Now we're on defense. The Filing Green's already hurt a little. No, why we? Okay. Gets pressured but delivers it to the tight end, number 46, Terrence Cush, 1st down. Back here on 3rd down, but it is 3rd and 18 here. Okay, I guess we're playing in this camera angle. It's a bird eye view. He's got all day to throw, and where are you going? Where is he going? QB keep. Oh my god, how did I not get him there? Gain of 8. 3rd and 2. They have time. We send the blitz. It's not getting there, but he's getting chased down by every player on the defense there. This is a big play from our defensive line. That is, I want to say that was Jermaine Bethel. They'll give him the sack there. The transfer we got in the offseason makes a nice play there. All right, after the huge sack, Delaware's just going to settle for a field goal here. It's from the left hash. The kick is good, and Delaware is on the board. 7-3. We're still up, though. All right, we have scored on offense. We'll get a drive here. 3rd and 8. For an audible here. At the ball, play action. We're sacked. I had no time to throw that ball whatsoever. All right, we take a big leap here. You're halfway through the third quarter, up 21-6. Now let's see what's going to happen here. We're going to hit the tight end, Staten, who drops the ball. 3rd down and 5. We're going to run the ball. You know, we're going to run the ball here. Right. Never mind. All right, cool. All right, we got a field goal, and Delaware also got a field goal, so it's 24-9 now. Let's see what we can do here. We're going to get Derek Lobato, who drops the... Jesus Christ! Catch the damn ball, please! All right, defense needs to stop him on 4th and 12, but we know anything when 3rd and 4th long. They're going to convert this somehow, some way, and some BS. Okay, hit him as he throws, incomplete, and Juan Figures is down on the play. All right, back out on offense. Got the ball at the 17 here. We're just probably going to run this clock out, or at least try to. There's a timeout. Hit the slant. Briscoe breaks the tackle. Briscoe is stopped short at the 1-yard line. Delaware will use the timeout. True freshman's in. We're going to give him the ball, and he's going to go in the end zone. Untouched touchdown for the true freshman 4-star, Derek Lobato, and that could put the icing on the cake here against the Blue Hens. That will put us at 31-9. We're going to be up by 23 points. 23 points, 3:15 left. Yeah, it's pretty much over for the Blue Hens here. And that will conclude this game. We move to 3-1 as Delaware remains defeated. 0-4. But Davian Kerr was your player of the game. 3 interceptions, a pick 6, 2 pass deflections. Therefore, Kerr, the senior cornerback, with probably the game of his career. And that will move us to 3-1 on the season, 2-0 in conference play. We'll check out player stats here. Awuzie went 13 of 23, 199 yards and a touchdown. Rushing wise, Anthony Carey with 17 attempts, 67 yards. Awuzie had 10 carries, 38 yards, had the touchdown. Greg Carver, 8 carries, 29 yards. Derek Lobato, 3 carries for only 3 yards, but did have the touchdown. Receiving wise, JoJo Stone, 4 catches, 59 yards, but it was the transfer Jalen Brown with 4 catches, 87 yards, and a touchdown. Briscoe, 2 catches, 30 yards. Carver with 2 catches as well. Those are the other passing stats. Blocking, Sion Perkins allowed the only sack of the day. Defensively, Deron Reed, Mosiah DeLome, and Jordan Shaw led the team in tackles. TFL's 5 for Deron Reed, 2 for Herrick and Figures, 1 for Lindstrom, Sterling, Jeff Cleveland, Davian Kerr, Jordan Shaw, and Jermaine Bethel. Sacks, Jeff Cleveland with a full sack, half a sack for Deron Reed and Jermaine Bethel. As you saw, 3 picks for Davion Kerr. That's the most picks I think I've ever seen in a game. Pass deflections, 2 for Kerr, Jordan Shaw with 2. Forced fumble for Sterling. Did not recover it, but we did have the defensive touchdown for Kerr. Kicking wise, Robert went 1 for 1 today. Punting the ball, we averaged 44 yards per punt, net average of 39. 2 punts had the 23 touchbacks. Kick return, 2 returns, 65 yards for Tyson Carter, and about 7.6 yards per punt return. So that was the game. That was a pretty good, pretty solid win there. And we're gonna go to next week here, 3-1. All right, and we see Davian Kerr sets the Florida International single game interceptions record with 3 in that victory. So that's awesome. He is in the history books at FIU. All right, recruiting updates. Alani Queen is visiting this week. So is Taylor Centeno, and so is Deacon Sandlin. But we're probably not going to get Deacon Sandlin because Florida and Florida State and UCF are going after him. But Alani Queen, if we win this game, I think if we just straight up play this game, we will get him anyway. So we're going to be getting a 4-star edge rusher, Alani Queen. Taylor Centeno's visiting this week. I don't know how that would work, if we'll still get him even if we lock him out. Eric Mayo, we are in first for the 5-star right tackle, and Deontay Head, we are in first for as well. School updates, brain exposure, it's still not very good, but it's still up to a D. Championship contender stays at a B-. And obviously, your Conference USA Player of the Week was the record-setting performance by Davian Curry with 3 interceptions and 2 deflections. Will he win National Player of the Week? Yes, he does. And he wins National Defensive Player of the Week with his 3 interception performance against Delaware. So now we move on to the very important game against UConn. Probably the best team we faced so far today. Even, we're 3-1. Buffalo, I don't know what happened in that Buffalo game, but we're going against the 4-1 UConn Huskies. Yeah, updates on recruiting Alani Queen. Florida State, Georgia Tech's really the only other team that's kind of going after him. But if we beat UConn today, we should be getting Alani Queen. Handy, we still haven't been into his top 5. Mayo, we have overtaken Florida. So that's good. But, like I said, we'll do this all off screen and I'll update you guys. All right, updates to recruiting. We are having Eric Mayo visit week 8 against Liberty. We're also having Dante Head coming that week as well, so that we'll get a complimentary boosting visit there for Head. And I believe those are really the only changes we've had to this. Taylor Centeno is still visiting this week, even though playing style isn't very good. I don't know what we need to get that up, but hopefully, it just goes up this week. But this is a big game against UConn. Let me reiterate. We have Deacon Sandlin, Noah Centeno, and Alani Queen visiting this week. So it is paramount that we beat UConn to get these recruits. UConn is 4-1, probably the best team on our schedule until we play LSU at the end of the season, but it's a home game. We are 81. They are a 69 overall. So we are the better team overall. And we're at home. Let's go ahead here and dominate UConn. Let's get these 4 and 5. Let's get these 4 stars to commit to FIU. All right, we got a lot riding on this game. We have tons of guys in visits this week against UConn, who is Conference USA, or not Conference USA. They are independent, so they are not in a conference. But we will start here at the 15. Okay, we jump. Why, dude? How do you? Okay, well, made too many audibles apparently, and now we're gonna get backed up there. Cool. So it's 1st and 15 now, and it's 3rd down and 7 for the offense. Motion Carver there, gonna hit underneath to Briscoe, who makes a nice cut and is in the end zone. Touchdown, Dion Briscoe. I was not expecting to get in the end zone. That was a very tough cut for the 4-star wide receiver, but he's in the end zone. And just like that, we will score first there. That was a cut on a dime. That was pretty insane change of direction there, and we're on the board. All right, 3rd and 18. How will they pick this up? I'm assuming by just throwing it up and catching it is really all they really need to do. But they will hit underneath there. We will bring him down 11 yards short. Nice play there by the defense, not allowing a 1st down on 3rd and forever. Back out on defense, it's 4th and 1. Can we make a stop here? Well, I almost jumped off sides. 4th and 1. Never mind. It's so easy for them. 1st down. UConn. Another moment on defense. He's got so much time, dude. Incomplete. Nice play. All right, 3rd and 7. We're going to hit Briscoe there. He can't hold on, dude. Can we just hold on through contact? We've caught 0 of those passes. All right, we got the ball back here at least. But Jesus Christ, dude. Hand off up the middle. Gets in the fucking way so I can't get on the outside, dude. Because it's just so frustrating. Looking over the middle. We're going to fire to the end zone. That's almost picked off, but it's caught. Jalen Brown. Unless he wants to win this goddamn game. 1st and goal. We're just going to run it right up the middle, and we can't get anything. And Greg Carver is short on the play, so that's awesome. Lobato in the game on 2nd and goal here. We're going to hand off Lobato up the middle, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers. Extending our lead here halfway through this 2nd quarter. 4-star freshman touchdown. Both of our touchdowns have been our 4-star freshmen. All right, it is 4th and inches from the 47. Can we stop them? They're going to pass on 4th and inches, and they're not going to get it. Big play by the linebacker. It's incomplete. All right, 3rd down. Oh, that's a terrible read. That wasn't even close anyways. Incomplete. 4th and 3. We are up 17-3. And they're going to run it. Oh, my gosh. Can't shed a block. Big space for the running back. That's going to be a big 1st down. All right, now in the 3rd quarter, they're looking to score again. Can we just not let them win this game? This is the one game I really want to win. 1st and goal, and he's brought down. Gets hit by both of our edge rushers. Juan Figures, who is back in the game, and Deron Reed hits him in the helmet. 3rd and goal from the 16. Basically a 3rd and 16. Here. Quarterback's got time. Hit as he throws. It is incomplete. Thank God. He did not catch that. That was Davian Kerr on the play. And they're going to attempt a field goal here. How do we have no fans? Come on, we're 3-1. Doesn't matter. 13-17. We're still holding on. All right, again, back on defense. UConn trying to convert a 3rd down. We gotta lock in here. We gotta lock in here, guys. Rex got time. Launching it deep. It is almost picked off the tip. Incomplete. Davian Kerr. All right, we're halfway through this 4th quarter with a first moment. 3rd and 13. UConn. Their quarterback has too much time. Way too much time. Underneath. Make the tackle. It is short of the end zone. Injury for Nadir Churchy. Looks like they're actually going to go for it here on 4th down and 1. This is a big stop from our defense. 4th and 1, they're going to motion the receiver to the right here. It's handoff and whirl. No, bring him down. Thank you, Noah Herrick. First one to make contact. No good. All right, we got it here. 1st and 10. We're going to run shoot clock. We get a 1st down. Come on. All right, good blocking on the outside. Good blocking. Carver gets 9 there. He's carried probably the majority of this game. He's got 20 attempts. 3rd down and 2. Can we get this? Here to the receiver. Briscoe makes a man miss, and Briscoe gets the 1st down on 3rd and short. All right, 1st and 10 now. Just need to run this clock out. It's a give to Briscoe. Good blocking. Dion Briscoe, does he have the speed? He will not have the speed. He's down at the 1-yard line. Bit premature to score here. You know what? We're not going to score here. Don't tackle us in the end zone. We are going to let the clock wind down. And then we're going to try to score here. It's 3rd and goal from the 3. Touchdown here will hopefully seal this one. Underneath, open, Jalen Brown will hopefully seal this one. Minute 57 left in this game. We're gonna take a 2-score lead. They need at least a touchdown, 2-point conversion, onside recovery, field goal, all less than 2 minutes, and with no timeouts. Big play, Jalen Brown could put the icing on this cake. And UConn not able to complete the comeback. And the big touchdown to seal the game wins it for us 24-30. Your player of the game is quarterback Georgia Wouzier, 211 yards and 2 touchdowns for the true sophomore. That pass to Jalen Brown sealed the deal. Check out stats. Wouzier went 19 of 32, 211 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Rushing wise, Greg Carver carried majority of the load here. 21 attempts, 57 yards, 2.7 yards per carry. The true freshman Derek Labato, though, had 5 attempts, 30 yards, and a touchdown. Anthony Carey only got 4 attempts for 29 yards. Receiving wise, Sean Burke, the tight end, with 6 catches, 42 yards, but it was Dion Briscoe show. 57 or 5 catches, 86 yards and a touchdown. Jalen Brown with a touchdown of himself here. Stone had 2 catches for 29 yards. Blocking wise, 2 sacks led up by Bodie McCaslin. Total tackles, Keaton Levrone led the team with 10. Davian Kerr had 7. TFLs, a bunch of TFLs. 2 for Chekwa, Kerr, Figures, Bardo, Duron Reed, who is injured. And 1 for Noah Herrick, Cameron Tuttle, Stefile and Green. Sacks for Will Bardo, Duron Reed, half a sack for Chekwa and Figures. No interceptions. 3 pass touchdowns for Shaw, 2 for Delhomme, 1 for Berkey, Kerr, Tuttle, Sterling. 4 fumbles from Kerr and Levrone, recovered both by Kerr. No safety, no defensive touchdowns. Robert went 1 for 1. Carnegie averaged 41 yards per punt, net of 35, and had 1 inside the 20. And JoJo Stone had 48 punt return yards. But that is it. We are now 4-1 on the season. Recruits were visiting this week, and it's a pretty convincing win, 24-13. We'll see if one of them will commit. And that injury for Duron Reed is an actual injury, as he tore his labrum. He's going to miss the next 4 weeks. So we are down 3 defensive linemen, down Jadi Abasiri, and we're down J.J. Dodge from the previous episode. And we had another injury to the defensive line, Duron Reed. So that will get more playing time for like Will Bardo and other guys, I'm sure. Can't really think of any other edge rushers. And there we go. Our first commit of year number 3 is another 4-star. This time it is 4-star edge rusher Alani Queen from Miami, Florida. Saw the game against UConn, was like, hell yeah, I want to go there. And another commit is Taylor Centeno, strong safety, 3-star gem. I don't know if this means he can decommit. Let's hope it doesn't decommit. But first, 2 commits. They have deal breaker playing style. Don't know how that will work. Like I said, a deal breaker, I don't know how that would work. Don't know if we'll go into the recruiting board and he'll not have us on there. We get locked out of Deacon Sandlin. That was fine. That was just, for boosts for Centeno and Alani Queen. Austin Chamberlain, we are first for. Somebody else we're going after. But once again, it is Davian Kerr with a Conference USA Player of the Week. 4 tackles, a deflection. Okay. And final game of today's episode will be against the 2-3 Missouri State Bears? Grizzlies. They're 0-1 in conference play. We are currently 2-0. And if we check out the conference standings, again, it's been Liberty and Kennesaw State who have been the 2 best teams in Conference USA through this dynasty. But we are also up there 2-0. Sam Houston is only 1-0, but they have yet to lose a game. You got Jack State, New Mexico State, and Delaware who are 0-2. So we're looking good in the Conference USA. Liberty is undefeated, though. They are 5-0 overall-wise. Look at that. Alani Queen is committed. Look at that. We didn't scout him, so we don't know. He could be a 4-star bust, but let's not hope so. Taylor Centeno right now is committed. Deal breaker, I don't know if we'll see him next week and he'll decommit, but let's hope he doesn't decommit because he's got 93 speed, hybrid from Deerfield Beach. Actually, we've gotten a lot of players from Deerfield Beach. That's a hot spot for FIU fans. We jump into first here for Taulia Handy. So that's good. We got locked out of Deacon Sandlin. That's unfortunate. But we'll do this off screen and I'll update you guys. All right, some updates to the recruiting board. We're throwing 50 here on Paris Perkins. Just want to get some of these guys committed, so we're going to be tossing 50 on them. We are hard selling here on Dante Head for campus personality, A+, D-. It's a pretty good sell. He's a gem, so definitely want to get him on board. We scouted here Ben Campanaro, who we added last week. He's got 86 speed, which it's listed that he's a thumper, so he's a linebacker, and linebacker with 86 speed is pretty good, so we're going to toss 25 on him. Tossing 15 here on Dontrell Roth now because, UCF's going in there a little bit, but yeah, it's not that much of an update. But yeah, added 2 more guys. Hopefully after this game we could add maybe Austin Chamberlain to that class. So we're going here we're next week. This week will officially mark the halfway mark of the season. So we'll see where we're at halfway through the season. But it's another road game. This one against Missouri State. They are five. They're not 5-6. They're 56. They're actually just the Bears. Oh, Missouri State here is a 56 overall. I think I was thinking of Montana State for the Grizzlies. It's the Missouri State Bears, Montana State, or is it Montana? I think it's one of the fucking Montana FCS teams. Anyways, let's go ahead. Let's beat down on the Bears. All right, first moment is on defense on 3rd and 8. They have a star running back here, so I have to look out for that guy. As they're going to pass it, the curl route is held on. 2nd and 4 underneath. That was a nice pick play there by Missouri State. And he's going to fight his way into the end zone. So that was really bad defense there. Other receivers set a pick there, and we couldn't tackle Boyd. And Missouri State will actually strike first on that opening drive with Brian Boyd, who has no eyebrows. All right, 3rd down and 4 here. We set a little pick play of our own, and he drops the ball. Oh my god, I'm sick of this team dropping these fucking passes when they get tackled. Like, catch the damn ball. All right, back on offense, 3rd down and 4 here. They're playing off coverage on Brown. Don't know if that's a great idea. And we're going to hit Brown there. A little bit of a scary throw, but gets the first down. All right, looks like it was 2 straight incompletions. 3rd down now. How will we score? Or convert this. And we will convert it pretty easily. Deion Briscoe, the freshman. Spin move! Makes 2 defenders miss, but gets the first down. It gets us inside the 20-yard line. All right, they run a 3-3-5, so they'll only have 3 down linemen. So I feel comfortable running the ball as we get it to Carver, and he's in the end zone. Number 0 couldn't quite get him. And it's the 4-star Greg Carver. He's not really known for his yards per carry, really. That's really like the thing he's not good at, is getting good yards rushing. He's averaging probably less than 3 this season. All right, 3rd and 4. They're gonna have their fullback in on 3rd down. Assume it's a run, and it is the star running back, and we're all over that. Josh Joyner's got -1. It's 3rd down and 6 here. We're going to do a screen here to Briscoe, who will fight his way through 2 tacklers for the first down. He's having himself a pretty solid day there. That was a little RPO. Yeah, that's Ozier's 101st completion of the season. Screen to Carver here. That's going to get us 6 yards. 2nd and 4. Just going to be a regular handoff to Carver. He's untouched in the end zone again. That's another touchdown for Greg Carver. He's having a good game. It's probably his breakout game. There we go. We're up 17-10. Another moment here in the red zone at 13. We'll have Davis in the game, but we're going to hit the running back Carver, who will manage 2. 2nd down and 8 there. Wouzier is going to run. Wouzier, can we get some blocks? Wouzier jukes in the end zone. Touchdown. George Wouzier this time runs it in himself for the score. And now that will give us a 24-10 lead there. I would have liked my running back to block there, so we don't really have to worry about potentially fumbling the ball there. All right, Missouri State scored pretty quickly there, and they had the ball back already again, potentially to tie this game. Over the middle, Delhomme forces the incompletion, intended for 31. 3rd down and 10 now after 2 straight rushes for nothing. 3rd and 10. Fearbox got time. Is going to launch it to the corner of the end zone. It is intercepted. Jordan Shaw. That's going to be no points for Missouri State. He's been seeing Davian Kerr getting all the picks, all the players of the weeks, and he's like, I want one. I want a piece of that action. Gets the interception in the end zone, and that's going to be no points for Missouri State. All right, 1st and 10. We got the 17. Can we continue? Carver's good game. It looks like we might. Greg Carver down to the 4-yard line. And, I was thinking about if we have a player that's really good, I might put him into our Jets franchise, like maybe Keenan LeBron. We'll put him in next year's draft class. I don't know. We're starting with 1st and goal, though. Hand off up the middle to Lobato. He's in the end zone. Nice vision from the freshman. We're going to extend our lead back to 14. This could be a high-scoring game from our offense. We already at 30. Still got plenty of game time left. And we've been dominating through the ground there. I think we have all rushing touchdowns. All right, here, 3rd down and 2. 3rd and 2. We're going to give it here to Lobato, and he's got good vision. Derek Lobato, 1st down, moves the chains. 3rd and 8 here. Read option. We're going to keep it with Awuzie. Does Awuzie have the speed? He does not have the speed to outrun the edge defender there. 4th and 3 here for Missouri State. We're up by 17. They have less than 6 minutes. 4th and 3. What will they do? They will hand it off, and they're going to barely get that. Tuttle just not there. All right, they score there, so now it is 24-34. 4th and 9. Can we get a stop here? Missouri State underneath as a target breaks the tackle, gets out of bounds. And they came up a little bit short. We will walk out of this game 34-24 with the victory over Missouri State. It's Greg Carver with your player of the game. 13 attempts, 94 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The dominating. Well, not dominating, but we held them off. We held them off for sure. But that makes us 5-1 on the season. But we'll check out his stats. George Awuzie, 19 of 29, 213 yards. Probably his best game yet. I mean, he didn't throw very many yards. Complete percentage was good. Didn't throw a pick. So that's something. Rushing yards, Greg Carver, 13 attempts, 94 yards, 2 picks. Derek Lobato, 11 attempts, 50 yards, and a touchdown. Carey got injured on the day, so we'll see if that's a long-term injury. Receiving-wise, Deion Briscoe, 4 catches, led the team with 56 yards. Jalen Brown, 4 catches, 39, 3 for 40 for JoJo Stone, 3 for 49 for Sean Burke, who also had 2 drops. No sacks allowed, that's awesome. Tackles, Cameron Tuttle, the true freshman, with 10. Mosiah Galone with 7. Bethel and Green, 7. TFL's 4 for Steph Green. Will Bardo with 2. CJ Burger, Emeka check 1. Cameron Tuttle with 1. Sacks, 1 for Will Bardo, 1 for Steph Green. Interceptions, Jordan Shaw with the 1 in the end zone. Pass deflections, 1 for Dexter Weil. I haven't really seen him very much. Pass deflection for Bethel, Jeff Cleveland there, sorry. No sacks allowed, but kicking-wise, Robert made both of his field goal attempts. Punts were not amazing punts for Carnegie. Nice kick return there from Briscoe and decent punt return from JoJo Stone, but that is it. We go 3-0 in today's episode, and 3-0 and conference. All right, updates to the recruitment. I locked out of Zach Cheridor. I don't know, we're really going after him, but we are first for Talia Handy. So that's good. Championship contenders up to a B. Finally, that goes up, so nobody should be worrying about transferring for that. All right, that's going to be it for at least the games. But we'll, since we're halfway through the season, we'll kind of look around the nation, see what's going on. But next episode, we'll start with Western Kentucky, who is 2 and 3. We'll check out the top 25, see what's happening around. Maybe we have some votes to be in the top 25. But Alabama is currently number 1. Florida is number 2. You got UCLA, number 3, who I believe won the national championship last year. So they're continuing that momentum. Georgia is 4. Notre Dame is 5. You got Oregon at 6, all undefeated. Texas is 5-1. They're number 7. SMU from the ACC is 5-0. You got Miami, Ohio State, Boise State, who's also undefeated. You got LSU, who will play later in the season. They're 4-1. Clemson, number 14. BYU, number 15. Ole Miss, 16. Penn State, with a loss to Michigan, falls from 13 to 17. Michigan moves up from 25 to 18. Louisville 19, Duke at 20, Oklahoma at 21, Kentucky at 22, Nebraska at 23, Southern Miss, who's undefeated at 24, and Tulane there at 25. All right, other receiving votes. Texas Tech and Texas A&M dropped from the rankings, but so far we have not received a single vote so far. So maybe we'll have to see where we're at towards the end of the season, and maybe we'll look at a ranking. But conference standings, we are currently atop of the conference. Liberty actually lost. That's their first loss of the season. Kennesaw State and Sam Houston, both undefeated, but they're currently listing us at number 1, so that is awesome. Heisman Watch is led by a redshirt sophomore quarterback Keelan Russell for Auburn, or not Auburn, Alabama. Xavier Jordan from USC looked like he was in first, dropped down. Carson Cox from UCLA is fourth. Kadrian Young from Notre Dame is fourth. And Christopher Vizina, I don't know, from Birmingham, Alabama, from Clemson is fifth. So there is Heisman Trophy watch so far through the season. And you know what? Since this episode could be kind of short, we'll check out some of the stats midway through the season. Awuzie so far has 1,300 yards, only 5 touchdowns, but 4 interceptions. At least his interceptions are down. He's already thrown more touchdowns than he did last year, but still not a very good ratio. Completion percentage is still pretty low. So I want to work on that. Rushing-wise, Greg Carver is actually our leading rusher with 57 carries, over 240 yards, and 4 touchdowns. He's actually averaging a lot more yards per carry than I thought. Anthony Carey, who's been getting injured recently, so it makes sense that he has a few less carries. Derek Lovato, the true freshman, has 37 carries and 3 touchdowns. Woozy has 4 touchdowns of his own. Top receiver is Jalen Brown, 26 catches, 330 yards, 2 touchdowns. Deion Briscoe, 279, the freshman. JoJo Stone, 264 and a touchdown. Daryl Coffey is the only other receiver who's caught a touchdown, and that was his only catch on the season was for 24 yards and a touchdown. You got Sean Burke there at fourth. Most sacks allowed so far has been the transfer Seom Perkins with 5. It's actually been only our tackles have allowed sacks. Michael Raby's allowed 2. Bodie McCaslin, who's played only 86 snaps, has allowed 2. Then we have Moses Barnes, Jonathan Bush, and Moaihi, who haven't allowed a single one yet so far. Tackles, leading tackler so far has been cited alone with 40 at the freshman Tuttle with 39. Jordan Shaw with 33. A bunch of guys with 30. TFL's 14 for Deron Reed is currently leading the team, even though he's missed the last few weeks. Stephon Reed in second. You got Juan Figures with 9. Sack leader is currently Deron Reed, the transfer. Stephon Green, Juan Figures also up there with 3. Interceptions, Davian Kerr. He's at 5 already, so he could be up for, the Jim Thorpe Award. He had 3 in the one game, but he's got 5. Jordan Shaw and Caleb Singleton, the only other guys with interceptions. Only got 1 defensive touchdown. That was for Kerr. Deflections, 10 from Jordan Shaw, so he's not getting the picks, but he's definitely knocking the balls down. Robert has only missed 1. Never mind. He's only missed 1 field goal. I was looking at games played and then field goal. He's only missed 1 field goal so far. Juan Carnegie's punting. Overall yards per punt, net average I don't think is that amazing, but he's got 20 punts and 6 punts out of the 20 and 4 touchbacks. But yeah, those are kind of the stats update there. We'll obviously update everything at the end of the season, see what's going on. But that's going to be it for today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I enjoyed the winning 3-0. Sitting 5-1, top of the conference. Life's looking good for FIU. Things are looking up for FIU Panther football. So that's it for today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Next video will be the Jets video. So we're getting towards the end of the Jets' first year off season. I will stream, and then obviously I'll edit and upload like I do with these. So also let me guys know in the comment section below if it's a good idea. If Keelan Levrone goes to the draft, maybe we'll put him in the Jets thing next season. The draft class next season, I'll maybe try to find a safety who's at least kind of like him, and then just edit his name. or I'll just make a new player. But let me know if in the comment section below if that's what you want me to do. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. I'm enjoying it now that we're winning, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.